Diddy. Diddy. Before we get into the U.S. debt and why the United States of America refuses to pay down their debt, let's start talking about Diddy. Take that. Now, I'm going to be covering Diddy today. I covered him on Friday, and I'm going to also cover him tomorrow. Because tomorrow I want to talk about everybody whining about this whole publishing, him giving all of his artists back publishing. All right? So I'm going to deal with that. But today, I want to put out there exactly what it is that he communicated during InvestFest. Now, on Friday, Diddy spoke candidly about the idea that he never actually owned Ciroc. He actually owns Delion. But for over 15 years, they sold us on the idea that we were supporting a black business, which is why I keep telling y'all to stop focusing on what it is that's being sold to you. Instead, focus on the thing that's best for you, right? But he basically revealed that, listen, I was a high-paid Instagram model, an Instagram influencer, and I have nothing against Diddy. I think that he's actually doing some actually really good things in society, but we'll get to that tomorrow when we get to the controversy. Diddy was nothing more than a high-paid influencer to get you to buy something based off of the idea that they thought that you were supporting your own, right? And so he laid out his grievances with Diageo, and now he's speaking specifically about the illusion of being a billionaire. The illusion of being a billionaire. I have not seen this video. This video was sent to me. We are going to review it together. Make sure that you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Shout out to Diddy.
Let's get into this Diageo situation, right? So I want to talk about the relationship with Diageo. So this lawsuit that you brought against them.
And let me also give a shout out to them boys over there at Earn Your Leisure, including Master Investor, which is a really, really dope guy. Them boys did their thing. I don't think that they get enough credit for the events that they put on, for all of the different people that they pulled out. Kathy Wood, Diddy, you know what I'm saying? They didn't just pull out celebrities. They pulled out institutional investors. They had all of the vendors there. They created the environment for y'all to be able to network more effectively, get certain information in order to bring you up. And it's funny because me and Erica Williams, we were talking over there on the couch, and we was having some conversations about that. But that is going to be dropped inside of the Patreon, the video that me and Erica Williams did. It is being edited as we speak. So make sure that you guys tune into that inside of the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let me go ahead and get into the video. These boys over at Earn Your Leisure be putting in that work.
Them, right? People might not know, but I think Pharrell was the actual first one to sue Diageo, and it was for unfair treatment. So you had a historic relationship with them 15 years going back to...
Wait. Is this the video? Hold on. I want to make sure. I don't think that this is the video. This is the video that... Give me a second. I want to make sure that I get the right video. Give me 1 second. I got to make sure that I got the right video. I don't want to play the wrong video. All right, so let me get this video instead. Let me get this video instead. Let's do this. Bam. I don't know how that happened. All right, so there's the video. Let's rock.
As far as, I believe there's like 13 black billionaires in America. You're one of them. It's almost an impossible feat to accomplish.
Wait, hold on, wait. There's no claps for that? That should be standing to your feet. It's a...
Before we get into this video, let me ask y'all a question. How many of y'all actually believe... Let me ask a different question. Do you know how people evaluate whether or not somebody is a billionaire? Because it's not for me to judge. I'm not the type of person that's going to sit here and say whether you are a billionaire or you're not a billionaire. The video was sent to me based off of what's being communicated, and the title of the video was that it's an illusion of inclusion. It's an illusion of inclusion. So my question then to y'all is, do you know how they justify what your net worth is? Do you even know what a net worth is? Right? Your net worth, to look at it from a C student's perspective, is how much you have in assets. It does not matter whether it's an appreciating asset or depreciating asset. You can reevaluate exactly what your status is from a financial perspective regularly, right? Your house can improve in equity. You can get more equity in a house because you're paying off the mortgage, and plus the value of the home itself continues to go up. And so it's all assets, including cash, property, anything that you can sell, watches, cars, money that you got in your bank, 401k, company that you own, valuation based off of the amount that you own of it, right? How do you know whether or not somebody is a billionaire, a millionaire, 100-millionaire, decamillionaire, millionaire, 100,000aire, dollar millionaire? How do you know? Because it's all of your assets minus your liabilities. Assets minus liabilities. So if I own a home, let me break it down for you just from a simple perspective so that we have context before we start watching this video, because I don't want you to watch this video and think that you know based off of the stuff that was taught to you. Unlearn it. Unlearn it. All right? So here's the thing. Assets minus liabilities. Liabilities can be anything that you owe money on. It could be credit card debt. It could be debt that you have in your home. It could be you upside down in your loan on your car. It could be anything. It could be money that you own into the IRS. It could be payday loans. It could be all of that, right? And so a lot of times we'll look at a car, and let's say a person owns a car. Let's say they own a Mercedes, right? And that Mercedes is a $100,000 Mercedes. Let's say it costs $100,000 for the value of that Mercedes, just for all intents and purposes, that the value of that Mercedes is $100,000. Well, what if you owe 105? But then that means that you have a negative net worth if you were to only say that that's the only thing that I have. I don't have anything else. I don't have no cash. I don't have no watches. I don't have no savings. Only thing I own is this car. I live with my mama. But that means that if you're upside down and you owe 105, but the car is worth 100, then you have a negative $5,000 net worth. Okay? Let's say that the car is worth $100,000, but you owe $50,000 on you. You put $40,000 down, you pay $10,000 into it, however much the car was worth. Now it depreciated, and so it's worth $100,000, but you owe $50,000 on it. If you sold it today, you can come out positive $50,000. It's the same thing with your house, right? A lot of you say, I own my house. You really don't. Because if you die today, then they can call that mortgage, right? They can call that mortgage in and then be able to sell the house or whatever, so on and so forth, right? It's a process. Trust me, I've dealt with it before. And so what happens is you have to start justifying how much you owe on that house minus the equity that you have in it. So let's say the house is worth $500,000 and you owe $300,000 on it. Then that means that you're plus $200,000 and that your net worth, if you own nothing else, is $200,000. So now take everything that you have, your watches, your 401k, the money that you have in the bank, the businesses that you owe. How we evaluate net worth, it's a simple, and then it can get into a complicated, right? Because then you want to evaluate, if you own a business, how much is that business worth? Well, one of the ways in which you evaluate how much a business is worth is, A, you have to make sure that you don't have any debt in it. So if you don't have any loans or whatever, so on and so forth, that you had to take out on it, then that's one thing, right? Also, is worth a certain amount of multiple of what it is that you're profitable every single year. That's how much the business is worth, right? All of the equipment that you bought for it. Do you owe money on it? So on and so forth. So net worth is how they then judge these people as far as saying, this is how much money that they have. A lot of us think this is how much money they got in the bank. It's not. Elon Musk's net worth. Elon Musk's net worth is largely tied to his ownership in Tesla and SpaceX and Twitter. And so you evaluate how much those companies is worth. You take how much he actually has in equity in those companies, and that's how you can tell whether or not he's a billionaire, millionaire, whatever, so on and so forth, right? So when we evaluating net worth, that's how we substantiate how much a person has. It's not how much money they have in cash. You may be liquid. If you sold everything today, this is how much money would be to your name. But very few people actually have any amount of cash because that does not make more money for them. So let's go ahead and play the video and let's evaluate this now that we have more information, because again, it's your net worth, not how much money you have in the bank. Okay?
Black billionaire. You kidding me? Everybody should be up.
No.
That's crazy. You know where he's from? New York.
Yo, we can never normalize being a billionaire.
Not an everyday thing, man.
By the way, we know almost all of them.
Yeah.
Also true.
That's a fact. We'll have another one tomorrow. That's a fact. Finessed
Two
only.
claps.
Yeah.
I wanna be careful with that, y'all. When they talk about us having money and y'all look at us, it's truly an illusion of inclusion.
We'll talk about that.
I can't play a part of the illusion of inclusion. So you looking here at me like I'm totally included. No, I'm fighting for the same thing I was fighting for when I got into the game, but it's at another level. And so it's very important to understand this is the truth. Out of all the billionaires in the world got almost 9 billion people in it. There's only 16 black billionaires. So that's the illusion. So every time, it feels good for one of us to get in, two to get in, but we got to stop taking the crumbs. It's time for way more of us out of 9 billion. I want 2 billion to be billionaires. I don't want to.
Let me count the ways in which I can break this down and slice this up for you guys. Let me count the ways in which I can break this down and slice this up for you guys. 2 billion billionaires. Okay. This is how we sell each other. Right? And it's not fun to tell people the truth. It's not fun to tell people the truth. You know what the truth is? There's no way in the world it could be 2 billion billionaires. The value of the money, the value of being a billionaire wouldn't be a billionaire. That would be the new middle class. And then you would need trillionaires in order to be able to separate yourself. Here's the fact. In order for there to be 16 black billionaires, or however billionaires in general, it's going to have to be a whole lot of dollar millionaires. You know why they keep saying that they need more children is because we need more workers. We need more Starbucks workers. We need more warehouse workers. We need more truck drivers. We need people to do the regular jobs. That's why they celebrate regular. Don't y'all know that that's how they celebrate regular? See, the dream is the hope. The hope is that I can tell you that it's possible for you to do it, even though I know that you'll never even come close to it. Why? Because it keeps you a part of the hamster wheel, and they need people to believe, otherwise they wouldn't work as hard or as feverishly or grind as much as they're supposed to grind. So what is the truth? What is the truth? Before we get into this, what is the truth? The truth is this. There can only be so many billionaires. There can only be so many decamillionaires. There could only be so many before we start to devalue what it means to be a billionaire and a millionaire. But here's the caveat. There's a caveat in there, right? And that's why we need context. The caveat is that you don't have to be the one that's the broke one and the dollar millionaire for the rest of your life. Now, I understand that everybody can't be a millionaire or a decamillionaire. Here's the key. Because I know that everybody can't be that, I'd prefer for it to just be you instead of the rest of the people that's not a part of the bag chasers or is not watching the Millionaire Morning Show. So, because I know that there's going to be a certain demographic of people that tap in because they are going to do the thing that's best for themselves, I'll give you the information in order for you to level up. What you take and do with it is going to be up to you. There's going to be a segment of the people that watch the show that take it, level up, become a better version of themselves, and take off. It's going to be a segment of the population that look at it for entertainment. They're going to take it. They're going to set it on the shelf. They're not going to do nothing with it. They're going to be a regular worker, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to make sure that my Starbucks is hot. You see what I'm saying? And so it's important for them to sell you on it because they have to keep the real illusion, the real trick is for them to tell you that they want everybody to do it. It wouldn't make them unique. It wouldn't make them special. It wouldn't make them real. The truth is, I'd prefer that you get it instead of anybody else get it because you my tribe. That's the truth.
Nothing less for myself or my people.
That's why I was going to ask you, as far as being such in rare space, who do you talk to? Like, I know obviously it's you and Jay, a few other people, but very few people can relate to the challenges, to the struggles, to the financial difficulties, different things of that nature that happen at that level.
Fentanyl public relations, that is a fact. Diddy his new hairline is crisp. Hey, shout out to having money in order to be able to fix these regular people issues. Shout out to having money in order to fix regular people issues.
Somebody said something that was very interesting to us one time. We was talking about a person that's extremely successful and his former friend, and they like, well, you never think about the winner's perspective. Everybody always sympathizes with the loser, but what about the winner? What about things that he has to go through, the trauma that he has? So what is that for you, knowing that you're one of 12 people in America? Like, who do you talk to? How's that social circle? How is it being in that environment?
I'm never one to count somebody's money. That's just not what I do. That's not my thing, but I have to pose a question because this is a subject that's being presented based off of here. How many of y'all actually know, or are we all just assuming? Because it's not like any billionaire is ever going to come back and say, nah, I'm not really a billionaire. I'm only a millionaire. The only person that I've ever seen do that and be honest about it was Ye. The only person that I've ever seen come back and say, yo, they took this from me, and so my valuation has dropped dramatically because I no longer have ownership in this company, and they saying that I don't even own the company at all, was Ye. And when he did it, everybody killed him for it. So how many people was actually going to come back and say, you got my valuation wrong, or I don't even really know how much it is? Like, he very well may be a billionaire, but here's my question. How do we know? Based off of what? How do we know? How do we know? I'm never to evaluate how much money somebody has. Whatever it is that they say, I'm just going to rock with it. But how do we know?
Some of the challenges, like, how does that actually look for you?
I mean, it's definitely lonely. It's not a lot of people to talk to. I mean, I talk to Jay or some other friends, but it's, I mean, when I look at it, I just know the truth that it's not enough wealth being spread around, you know. And so I'm at this point, and that's what energizes me. I don't really look at it, you know, as far as like, okay, I'm a billionaire. I'm more like my people are not doing good. Yes, I'm blessed to be a billionaire, but at the same time, you know, if my people aren't doing good, then I can't be settled.
Because we talked to Nas, and he was saying, like, you know, he's been doing a lot of venture capital investing, and he's been killing it. And I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, the higher up he moves, the more discouraged he gets.
Yeah.
Because he's into different circles now, and he's aware of information. He's realizing how much money is out there and how little money we have, where he didn't really fully understand that before. So it's an interesting paradigm, right? The higher up you move, the more discouraged you get, because you're seeing it from a different perspective. Like, you're seeing it from the mountain as opposed to seeing it from the street.
Yeah. So
do they got on pajamas? Is this the nighttime? I'm guessing that this is like the nighttime show. I'm assuming that this is like a theme for the show. I wasn't there, so I can't really evaluate it, but I'm assuming that this is just a nighttime show. I'm going to break this down in a minute.
just sitting here, this is 30 years of experience of seeing things at a level that, you know, most people haven't seen it at. And so it's important that I tell people the truth. That's why I say, like, the time is now. No one is coming to save us, because I'm at that mountain and I'm seeing the oppression that's still at that level. And because they put us in the media like we're doing so good, y'all don't feel that level of the stoppage of creating wealth. So when it gets up to that point and we talk about generational wealth, we're fighting just to get like normal wealth. But we're so caught up in like, okay, a billionaire or this or that we're not understanding that once you get to that level, there's even more obstacles that are ahead of you. to kind of say my experience in that is I want to tell you about this story about me running the marathon. So I decided to run the marathon, and I decided like 6 weeks before the marathon. Yeah, I was crazy.
Yeah, I actually seen that. I'm gonna break it down. I want him to talk a little bit more, but I'm gonna break down what he's saying.
Usually
I
got
remember they was documenting it on MTV, and he was like partying, and then he said he was gonna run a marathon. I remember this happening.
to train 8 months. I only ran like 10 days before. You know, I was partying the days before. And on the 10th mile, I hit a wall, and I felt like I was literally gonna die, and I wanted to stop. I hit that level. I hit that ceiling in business, but I had to keep going. So I'm in pain, I'm struggling, but I had to keep going. And that's kind of a metaphor, you know, for my life and for everybody who is in here that's on the road of being an entrepreneur. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You're gonna hit these obstacles, and there's different levels, there's different miles, there's different levels of intensity. And so I was able to make it and finish the marathon, and I was able to kind of take that with me and apply it to business. And so, you know, at this point, you know, in the position that I'm in, I had to really look at like, what does, you know, the next half of my life look like? And I had to really, really, really look at what I wanted to do and make sure that I finished this marathon the right way. Because me just completing the race, that ain't what I want to do. I want to win the race.
Hey, how do we let these respectfully? And I got a lot of respect for Diddy and his ability to market and his business sense and how he's continued to stay relevant through every single decade that I've been alive, it seems like. And I have a tremendous amount of respect for his business acumen, believe it or not. I mean, a dude that never actually graduated, but now has a degree, an honorary degree from Howard, through parties, wound up starting his own record label, found some of the best artists, managed to navigate through the whole East Coast, West Coast beef, all of that stuff, right? I have a tremendous amount of respect for Diddy and the fact that he stays relevant. He knows how to market himself a bit effectively, and he's a phenomenal businessman. Here's my question, though. As I sit here and I listen to this, right? How do we let these people sell us on buying liquor? How do we get these people to sell us on buying a record? Honestly, like it seems as though he's making it up as he go. He's trying to give people a level of inspiration, that there's no real gems in there, right? It doesn't seem like anything there. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? What are you saying? So maybe he just networks effectively, whatever, so on and so. But how do we let these people convince us that we were supposed to buy their liquors? Honestly. And look, I already know, man. Look, it's not popular for me to do this. Anton is over here looking for 30 million in order to get my show popping the way that I'm saying it. Yo, listen, honestly, I believe that I could communicate more effectively than they can. I know that it's going to be lonely for me because I'm alienating myself to an extent by having these conversations and asking the uncomfortable questions. How did we let these people sell us on buying all of these products throughout the years? How do we let these people sell us on buying Sean John? We was over there with the baggy jeans and the velour sweatsuits and stuff like that. How do we do that? How? I'm going to have to deep dive into this a little bit more because I'm genuinely curious of how making a band let that man talk them into going to get that cheesecake. How did Babs Bunny walk all of that 10 miles in order to get that cheesecake? Inez, hit me up. Fred, huh? Hit me up. Dylon. Is Chopper City still around? Sarah. Sarah for making the band. MTV making the band. How did y'all convince this man? How did this man convince y'all to fight on TV? Farnsworth. Hit me up, Farnsworth. How did this man convince you to put that umbrella above his head? Special delivery, I want that. Special delivery, I need that. Special delivery, can I have that? Special delivery. How did they, how? I am curious. How? You listening to it the way that I'm listening to it. I'm just curious.
I want to win the race. I want us to win the race.
Yeah, it's interesting. So it's 30 years of business for you.
Yeah.
It's 50 years of hip hop. When we met, you looked at us and you said, I love y'all brothers because what y'all been able to do, we've never been able to do in hip hop. And that's make it cool to be educated. So when
Hey, Rita, get Farnsworth Bentley on the phone. I need that interview ASAP. I need that Farnsworth Bentley before I fly out to Dallas and have to go and do this show. I need to know. I need to know. Hold on. Let me play some more of this. Just
I wonder, when you look at the landscape from your perspective, right, because you are at a different level, do you feel encouraged about this movement of financial power, financial literacy, financial education that you're seeing?
I mean, I love what you guys are doing. The beauty about everybody here is they took that step.
I need to know how he got Farnsworth to do this. Somebody get Farnsworth on the phone so I can know how he got Farnsworth to do this. Farnsworth. My particular cue to guy says, Anton, your particular mind ain't open enough to receive the how. I would like to know. I would love for somebody to tell me, how is it that we got how did this man get an umbrella holder? And then why did making the band make Farnsworth Bentley an umbrella holder who had no business acumen and no ability to market anybody? Why did y'all let the umbrella holder manage y'all? How did he become y'all manager? Of all the managers, you never read y'all contract. Y'all bullied Sarah into doing a contract. We went over here. We went to Justin's. We went and got cheesecake, the whole 9 yards. And nobody is going to ask the uncomfortable question but me. So I'm the only person? Am I the only person that's going to ask the uncomfortable question? I'm just curious. Nobody is going to ask the uncomfortable question but me. Nobody? Let's go back to the interview. I want to get back to the part
As far
that
as
he's talking. Hold on.
Perspective, right? Because you are at a different level. Do you feel encouraged about this movement of financial power, financial literacy, financial education that you're seeing?
Yo, it's funny because I was looking at Ryan Leslie. Now, Ryan Leslie is a very, very smart person. I don't know if y'all remember, but when I was coming up, Ryan Leslie used to do these videos on YouTube, and it was like the making of his music. Then he brought Cassie in. It started off with the kiss, my addiction. I seen Ryan Leslie in there. When I look into the mirror, baby, you are all I see. And he used to make these videos, right? They was so sick. Go to Ryan Leslie's addiction, making of addiction or whatever, and he was in the studio. And then I heard, okay, well, Ryan Leslie graduated from Harvard, allegedly. I think it's Harvard, right? Ryan Leslie graduated from Harvard. This nigga Ryan Leslie let Diddy finesse him out of Cassie and all that money. Ryan Leslie did a partnership and then basically was the leapfrog from Cassie, and Diddy was like, let me get that, Ryan. Yeah, we gonna do an album together, but let me get that. Let me get that Cassie up out of you. How did Ryan Leslie, a Harvard graduate, a symphony orchestra, Nipsey Hussle largely modeled his business practices after Ryan Leslie in order to be able to make as much money as he did. But Ryan Leslie was able to let Diddy finesse him out of the bag and Cassie at the same time. How is this possible? I'm listening to it right now. Okay, let me listen to some more.
I mean, I love what you guys are doing. I love what you guys are doing. The beauty about everybody here is they took that step. Everybody here, y'all took that step. Y'all took accountability to come here and learn. Give yourselves a round of applause. Nobody's hiding the knowledge. There's not like no secret conspiracy that they're hiding the knowledge. You have to make a decision that you want to be financially literate. You have to make that.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then why are we sitting here acting like it's an illusion of wealth when it's really just a choice? The thing that I'm taking from this whole conversation is if Diddy can do it, listen, it's no reason why at the end of my journey that I should not be a billionaire. If Diddy is able to do it, I know I could do it. If Diddy is able to do it, he just literally said there is no knowledge that you don't know. There's nothing else. So basically you're telling me it's networking, it's being intentional, it's stand down, it's marketing myself effectively. Is that what you're telling me? Okay, let me hear what the rest of you got to say. Let me hear the speech.
Decision. And so, seeing you guys be successful, being able to support y'all, and seeing so many people come out and changing the narrative to the importance of being financially literate is something that I gotta honestly say you guys are responsible for. You guys are responsible for that shift. So I applaud you on that.
Thank you.
Okay, give me some game. You know, this. Tell me how we can do it differently. What should we be doing differently? And you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm in church right now. You know how you go to church and you hear the good speech and you say, yeah, give yourself a round of applause. You did it. You made it. You made the decision to come in here today in order to get the Holy Ghost saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. Make sure you pass the collection plate, Pastor. It's almost like, okay, so I'm going to be hyped up when I leave. I seen Diddy. Yeah, we had the concert, Free Ciroc on us, whatever, so on and so forth, right? Now tell me what it is that I need to do differently when I leave here so that I can have a better life than I was before I came. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me something, fam. And I think that InvestFest was an awesome event based off of the things that I heard that was communicated to me by people that was there. I heard it was an awesome event, but it had to be intentional. You had to network. You had to participate. You had to do things differently. It's funny. Me and Erica Williams had a conversation about the comparison between the events that Patrick Bet-David put on for Valuetainment and what they doing over at InvestFest and what the expectations of the people are. Make sure y'all tapped into the Patreon. It's absolutely going to be a great conversation.
I want to.
Can I circle back to something though? Because I want to make sure I give you the true answer.
Please do.
So he's talking about levels, and I kind of just got it right now. Even though the levels in the marathon, it goes together. But there's a level that you get to, and you're successful, and you get to the point of being successful. And as a black person, there's this thing that kicks in. There's this jealousy that kicks in. There's this fear that kicks in. Then they start to burn things down. Then they start to take the money out the Freedom Bank. Then they go back on the 40 acres and a mule. What? Then we don't deserve our worth. So even Hov, Jay, none of us are immune to it. He had to sue Bacardi to get his worth. Like they make us at the next level. You think that you've overcome everything. Oh, I finally made it. And then there's a whole nother army up there that is there to try to push you down the hill. And that's why from being at the mountaintop, I could come back down and tell y'all the only way out of this is if we can unify and combine our forces. Because what's waiting for you up there
And then he and then he did he did he gave us the mic drop. He ain't finished it. It was a run-on sentence. Hold on, wait. Hold on. Let me back up. I gotta back up.
What's the difference between selling
hold
on a
on,
marketplace?
Hold on. Let me come back to that. Give me a second. I gotta get the mic drop moment. Give me a second. Hold on.
As far as, I believe there's like 13.
And combine our forces, because what's waiting for you up there
What? And then he just looked at us in the camera like, you get it? No, homie, I missed it. I don't get it. Somebody, listen, I'm a C student. Somebody tell me, like, I do have premium, but this is on this. Yes, I do have YouTube premium. But this is on a different piece of software. This ain't got nothing to do with my YouTube premium. Y'all want me to show y'all my YouTube premium too? Honestly, I'm just like, what? Somebody fill me in. All right, let me just play it one more time to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Because I might have missed some gems. Honestly. Honest to God, I might have missed some gems.
if we can unify and combine our forces, because what's waiting for you up there
I'm so confused, bro. And I know that it's just me. Honest to God, y'all. Seriously. I know that it's just me. And so I know that I'm the person that's confused, and it's my fault. It's my fault that I just don't get it. So I'm more than willing for you guys to break it down for me and help me to understand what the heck did I just hear here. All right? And you know what the funniest thing about this whole thing for me is, honestly? It's to look at y'all in the chat. And y'all are some of y'all are just absolutely out of your minds. Because then people are sitting here, like, it's a couple people in there like, Anton, you just not reading in between the lines. You not picking up what he's saying. There's some things that he can't say because the Illuminati is going to knock him down. It's so deep. No, it's not that deep. It's not deep. You overstand, Anton? No, I don't overstand. Can you please break it down to me like a little child? Listen, this is what I tell people in my meetings at work. I'm not that smart. Everybody in here is smarter than me. I tell everybody at work, I am not that smart. You guys are much, much smarter than me. You're more educated than me. You can articulate yourselves more effectively than me, so on and so forth. Talk to me like I'm a little child. They don't pay me more than everybody else in this room because I'm the smartest. They pay me more because I can take the information and then utilize it more effectively than you. So you over there, you're a developer, you're a project manager, you're the scrum master, you're the product owner, you're the person that's the voice of the people. You the back-end developer, you the front-end developer, and you the UX architect. What is it that I'm missing, and why can't we understand how you guys can communicate more effectively, and why can't you communicate with you? And then I'm the person that brings people together because I make everybody understand it on a very, very basic level, and that's why I'm the C student. My talent is being able to break the information down from a C student's perspective and ask the uncomfortable questions that very few people are able to ask. I need to know, what is it that I'm understanding, understanding, and overstanding, according to my dog, Dr. Umar Johnson? What am I missing? What am I missing? Team, explain it to me. No, that doesn't make sense. Dumb it down. Oh, so you was just using a bunch of big words because you didn't know what you was talking about because you didn't do your assignment. okay, can you please go back to the drawing board because we're depending on you in order for you to get your job done because you're holding up the rest of the organization from being able to do what they do. The sprint is going to be delayed. Now we have to depend on you because you thought that you were explaining something that you wasn't really saying. You was using the. I don't understand it, bro. I am always so confused. You're not going to sit here and tell me that I missed it. Oh, it's so deep. It's just way more finessable than that. No, it's not. Tell me what it is that I missed so that I can really be able to consume it, implement it, and then place it and put it into flight so that I can change my family's life. I need to know it. We need to combine like Voltron and combine our forces. I'll be sitting there like, what? What do you mean I watched the Power Rangers. I remember when they came together. I remember when the Ninja Turtles got themselves together because I remember. You're not gonna sit here and finesse me. You know what I'm saying? God ain't through with me yet. I'm sorry. God is trying to tell me something, and he ain't through with me yet. All right.